So, I had a random thought as I sit here dying after I take a break from push mowing my yard. Just sitting here like, you know, your random thoughts that you have when you're staring off into the distance. And a thought crossed my mind. Sorry, I had to burp. A thought crossed my mind. So I'm sitting here looking at my boots. Sorry, I had to burp again. Grass cutting beers. Sorry. But yeah, I'm sitting here looking at my boots, and a random thought crossed my mind of some boots that I used to wear back before the flood. And I remember buying these because of the flood, you know, because I lost my favorite pair of boots, and then I got these because they looked similar. And then I started thinking, like, how long I've been wearing these boots and how good they still look. So I kind of sort of want to like do a shout out video / review for these boots, because I looked at them recently on the website. These are Wolverine Floorhands, by the way. I think it's a Floorhand. The pull-on version, soft toe. And they're like, I think $120 or so right now. When I bought them like 4 years ago at Academy Sports for like 80 bucks. They were on like a Christmas sale. But I just got to thinking, every time I go and look at these boots, because I always think about maybe buying another pair just in case they decide to get rid of them. And the reviews are always kind of mixed. Like, they don't sound the greatest. And I'm sitting here looking at my boots and I'm like, wait a minute. I've wore these a lot for 4 years. And granted, I'm gonna be completely transparent, I don't do a lot of labor. Or at least not in these boots. What I mean by that is I don't work at like construction. I don't work in a warehouse. I used to, but with these boots I don't. And so they're not going through that type of abuse, but they are getting abused. Like, these are my most worn boots. I've worn them a lot in 4 years. Not to mention, I have a 6-acre farmhouse. Like, there's a lot of land here, and it's mostly grass, and I don't own a riding mower. I push mow my 6 acres, and when I push mow my yard, these are the boots that I always wear. When I weed eat, these are the boots that I always wear. Not to mention, I have wore them to a few jobs in the past when I was a stocker at Dollar General, which, I mean, that's not crazy, but I still wore them. And, you know, if it's bad weather, like it's raining or it's nasty out or it snows, these are the boots I wear. And yet, I've already cleaned them and oiled them a couple months ago. But look, you see that? There's like no wear. Like, I'm confused, and that's kind of sort of what started the idea for me to make this video, because I was just sitting here thinking about like the boots, like I said, I had before the flood that I loved. They were a pair of Justins, and I guess they don't make them anymore because I can't find them. Not to mention, after the flood, I kind of sort of bought a bunch of pairs of Justins, and they all sucked, and I returned them and got these because I was just looking at them like, well, they're 80 bucks, and they look almost identical except they're darker. I was like, all right, screw it, they're waterproof, fine, whatever, 80 bucks, you know, if they suck, it was 80 bucks. And then the realization of these, they've been on my feet, or I've been wearing them a lot for like 4 or 5 years, and they still look like this. Like, I'm confused what the bad reviews are about. And I mean, I've read some of them say like the tread don't last, some of them say like the quality's not there, and maybe it's a QC issue, or maybe mine's older so they're made better. I don't know. I just know that for the money and how much I wear these, like, there's hardly any wear. I mean, yeah, on this side of the hill right here, there's like a little piece. Hang on, see, like there's that little thing right there. But for 4 years of use, you know, working at a couple different jobs on concrete floors, push mowing my 6-acre yard, every week for 4 or 5 years, wearing them out, wearing them on concrete, wearing them, you know, at the store, wearing them whatever I gotta do. That's not a whole heck of a lot of wear. Like, I'm one of those people that walk weird, so usually, you know, within a year, my boots look like you should be sticking them underneath a camper to keep it from rolling down a hill. And I mean, that little bitty piece right there that's peeling is it. Like, these almost look brand new, and I'm confused. So if you're not, like, because again, mileage may vary. I know people that buy $300 or $400 boots that can't get a year out of them. So mileage may vary, but if you're looking for a cheap pair of beater boots that are waterproof, that, you know, you could wear fishing, or you could wear to get nasty in the yard, or whatever you got to do, looking at some Wolverine Floorhands. Like I said, these are the pull-on soft toes. But yeah, I love them. Like I said, I got them strictly to just have as a cheap pair of boots to keep on the porch to cut grass in, you know, so I didn't have to mess up my good boots. But like, the more I sit here and look at them, the more I'm just like, how? Like, I'm almost tempted to buy another pair just to, you know, be in case, you know. I mean, a buddy of mine bought the Floorhand. I believe they're Floorhand. It could have been a different style, but a similar style, but in the lace-up ones. I think they were black. And he got about a year out of them, and he works at a warehouse. But I don't know, it's just crazy to me. Obviously, too, I take care of them. So, like, even though they're, you know, yard boots, I still clean them probably about twice a year and use the Boot Barn mink oil that they recommend in the big tub. I can't think of the name, but if you buy your boots from Boot Barn at any point in time, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, check them out. I mean, like I said, I didn't really, obviously, because I'm out here cutting grass right now, I didn't plan on making this video. But yeah, just sitting here looking at them, like, I'm baffled at how long they have lasted. And I've done other stuff. I've cleaned out the shed. I built a barn. When we moved here, I cleaned up the yard and moved trees and tree limbs and cut down trees with chainsaws. Like, I've done work in these, but not like anything like a normal person with like a 9 to 5 or whatever that's working in a factory where you are going to get beat up every single day, you know, working hard labor. I haven't done that in these, but like general, like, I don't know if you'd call it homesteading, but you know what I mean, like where you take care of your house and you do yard work and just the usual like daily stuff you would do with, like, I guess a house boot. They've held up nice. I will say I did change out the soles. I can't think of what they're called, or insoles. They're like a puffy insert that you can get. Hang on, because if I don't show you, I won't remember. Copper fit work. Yeah, I wear out the big toe in my shoes. But yeah, copper fit work. Very cushiony, very thick. Great on your heel. I actually probably need to change these out because it's going through the big toe. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm rough on boots, or at least on my feet, and these boots don't really show anywhere other than like the creases and stuff from wearing them. So yeah, if you're in the market for a new pair of boots that you just want as a beater pair, maybe you want a pair of boots to go mudding that you don't care about, that you can just rinse off, or, and I know most people probably wear like mucking boots or something, but I've always been the type that would prefer a regular pair of boots. But you know what I mean, like, you're not going to wear them as your daily boot that you'd wear to work or whatever, but, you know, a boot that, like I said, a porch boot. And for you country people, or the people that aren't country, I should say, that don't know what that means, you got a porch or a back porch, and you got a pair of shoes or a pair of boots that you wear to cut grass in, you kind of sort of just walk on the porch or walk in the back porch and kick them off, and that's where they stay. until you wear them. Yeah. But yeah, check out the Wolverine floor hands, because I'm still loving mine. Super comfortable too, especially once you put that insole in. Next video.